Good morning. It is Wednesday, the 22nd of March. Second full day of spring. 22nd of March, 2022. And yesterday I was I put up a video. If you haven't seen it, check that out. It was on smoke jumpers. We were looking at unbagging of that game, but we were talking about games that are unconventional, somewhat controversial, and maybe even a little bit subversive, right? So, in doing so, I'm reminded of these games here. Right? This is I Virus, and this is I Virus Asymptomatic Carrier, and they're both done by Adam Mitchell. Full disclosure: Adam Mitchell's a friend of mine. I consider him a friend. He's helped me out greatly talking about game design and so on. And he's a right good guy. I was gonna say good feller, but gosh, that's the amount of people that scream about. Gosh, that's an odd word, odd pronunciation. But yeah, good dude. And so these are two of his books. This was his first game book he wrote, and then this one was a follow-up, an asymptomatic carrier. So with me disclosing that I like him, I'm friends with him, I'm still paid for these. I bought these out of my pocket, as I do all games featured on this channel. I don't want to, and that's just me. I'm not trying to down anybody by saying you shouldn't do that. But I don't want to be influenced in any way, so I don't do that. And this isn't really a review either, although I like both of these games, although I think I like this one better. I like Asymptomatic Carrier better than I Virus. I like them both, but I think I like this one better for a few reasons. But this really isn't a review. This is just really an overview of these couple of games and bring them to your attention, and maybe you'll like it, right? Let's look at I Virus. Now, you're playing a sentient virus, right? And the reason it's kind of controversial, this came out in 2020. So just before or at the beginning of a pandemic, here's a book about a virus, right? A game book about a virus. You know, some people are going to think that's bad taste. I don't at all. I think that the farther you push things, I really do. I have that idea. If you remember the old, outlaw cartoonists, their idea was to push early, and then you can always pull back. But if you set yourself early and then try to push out, and then it's harder to do. So yeah, I think it's a good idea. Let's read the back of the book. There's Adam Mitchell there. It all starts here. History has repeatedly proven that the human race is susceptible to becoming infected by viruses, often by inhaling the smallest particles expelled when another person coughs, for instance, and then becomes sick several days later as these viruses divide and grow within our bodies. Some viruses become a mere cold or flu, while others mutate and cause serious harm. Some kill. You are one of these viruses, and like the others of your kind, you must spread and mutate to survive. You are no ordinary virus, however. You are sentient. This is part of the story, a part game, and you are the hero of sorts. A pencil, an eraser, and 2 standard dice is all you need to start spreading your viral wings. That's it. You're a sentient virus, and you're just trying to survive and spread, right? And it is. And people will say, well, is it a war game? Yeah, it is a war game of sorts. Your war has certainly been declared upon you. And not only that, but you're trying to fight to live, right? So certainly it's a war game in that sense. The D66 game book, which this wasn't the first of his game books I played, although this was the first as far as I know, this is the first he wrote. The first one I played was General Quarters, and I still love that game. But I have played this, and it's good. It's good, and it's such a different game. It's, what was the game? There was a game. Was it? I don't know. I don't think it was put up by Avalon Hill. But it was a game back in the day. Was it Plague? Where you're trying to kill the rats that are spreading the plague. That's a neat little game too. Maybe somebody, if you remember what it is, I think it's Plague. Was there an expansion in that game too? Maybe, I don't remember. That's something that I need to source, right? But it's a good game book, right? Here's, it gives you an example. Cell breakdown, 46. You have gone a long time without feeding or evolving. Your cell membranes and cell makeup begin to break down. Roll a 6. If you roll a 1, then your cell system has totally broken down and your viral life is over. If you roll any other number, you may continue with your current existence. That's the kind of... and there are decisions to make. That one really isn't a lot of decision on that particular one, but there are decisions to make. There are things to do, and it's just a neat book, a neat way to look at where you play the virus, right? That's just so cool. And Asymptomatic Carrier, and I like the layout, I like the art, I like everything about it. I like the book. I forgot there's your outbreak sheets. I almost forgot about the how much art there was in there, but there is art in there. And then Asymptomatic Carrier, this is a expansion of sorts, but you don't have to have this to play Asymptomatic Carrier. You may appreciate Asymptomatic Carrier more, but it's a standalone, really. So if you look at that, it says, a killer virus has struck the United Kingdom, wiping out its population and effectively turning the island nation into one large quarantine zone. Guarded by naval ships and martial law, this they hoped would stem the wave of death brought on by the virus. But you are this virus, and you have found yourself infecting a small rat by the name of George, who is now aboard the HMS Severin. Can you infect all aboard and force them to dock in Europe? Excuse me. Can you escape this watery prison and spread your wings over Europe? You decide. Your viral pandemic is in your hands. This is a mini adventure for the I Virus D66 gamebook series, set after book 1 but before book 2 in this series. All right. So this is, and this again, martial law, right? There's a quarantine, there's a blockade, and you're just trying to survive, right? This time on it. And so, yeah, there is a war against you, understandably so, but you're the virus just trying to survive. And I think those are both really, really cool books. Really good prices. I forget exactly how much they are. Check on Amazon. Good prices. Adam Mitchell always had good prices on his games. Yeah. But they're good little books. They're an interesting way to look at it. And now, since I guess in May the pandemic will be here in the States, we'll declare it over the lifting of the whatever, any of the federal regulations that still last. I think it's a good time to look at it and talk about it, right? But they can be kind of controversial, and I don't have no problem. I don't have a problem with any topic being made a game. Should any topic be made a game? Probably not. Can they? Well, sure. And I would stand up for that art because I like the art of doing something very different, and these are very different. D66 game books. And while you're at it, if you want to try a D66 game book, it is Brownwater Navy, a Vietnam patrol boat D66 game book by me, Brent Campbell. You can check that out on Amazon as well. It's about $5-6, I think. This is probably my least selling book. Got a couple of others on there that sold pretty good. This one sold okay, but it's probably the least sold least and less than the others. But it is interesting. It's you're in a swift boat. So if you would like to check that out, there are some controversial parts to it too, right? You're going to deal with a lot of different things here. You may even deal with you maybe as the first officer or as the commander of your swift boat, you may have to deal with things like like maybe war crimes even. So it can be controversial. But that's it for the day. I Virus Asymptomatic Carrier. Just really cool looks. I think really cool looks at something, and it's really the art of this. Shows you what the art of a game can be, right? But that's it. That's all I got for you. Put down in the comments any controversial games you know of. Maybe I'll do a series on controversial games. I've got several. Throw a controversial game in there, or not necessarily a controversial, but a game that it could be controversial, but a game that just is a very different game. I don't want to use the word oddball. Oddball, I think, denotes some kind of negativity to that. But a different game. A game off the beaten path, as my friend Dave from the Centurion Review would say. So put something in there you think's a little different and odd, and and go buy these books if you don't have them, to check them out. And go buy this one too. Y'all have a great day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.